hello again.
And he was an early supporter of Mike Tosnick in his first election because he saw the great work that he had done. When they'd worked together on the Massachusetts Mayors Association, Mass Municipal Association, he saw the dynamic work that Mike was doing in our city. And so I have the pleasure tonight to introduce our great Lieutenant Governor, a great mayor for the city of Worcester, and most importantly, our friend Tim Murray. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Dave. Now, I swear to God, I was at a fundraiser in Worcester when he was running for DA here because he's got some Worcester roots. And he told everyone he was born in Worcester. So, Joe, I don't know what he told you about being born in Easthampton. And if he runs for Attorney General, he'll probably tell people he's born in Boston. But thanks, Dave, and it's been and I know Mike feels the same way. Dave's been a great guy to work with in a lot of different capacities, and I think he brings the judgment and I think the good common sense and discretion that we want in our district attorneys and AGs and those types of positions. And so Dave, thanks for that, and thanks for the kind introduction. The only correction though I would make is I'm a huge fan of UMass Amherst, but I went to Fordham University, and UMass pretty regularly pounds them, and then all things athletics. But that's okay. But we're immensely proud of UMass system, UMass Amherst, in terms of what it's doing academically and athletically, and so.
I went there. I just wanted you to.
I wish that you had. No, I'm still paying those student loans. I wish I went to UMass. but it's really an honor for me to be here with all of you. And I didn't really need any notes, but I wanted to try to jot down a couple things as Dave was speaking that I thought I wanted to make sure I didn't miss as we talk about Mike. And Dave had mentioned some of the support that I got and why I pay attention to Western Mass. And I'll tell you, it started with the mayors that I had the privilege to work with when I was mayor of Worcester. And Mike has been the mayor in Easthampton since they've had a mayoral form of government. And he has been a tremendous leader. I became the mayor of Worcester in 2002. And he is someone who I got a chance to observe and watch at the Mass Mayors Association meetings. I know from some of the other mayors who had served with him for a period of time, the respect that they had for him, and the thoughtfulness and just the passion in which he went about his work, not only in advocating for Easthampton, but also in making sure that the mayors were heard in Boston or in Washington, D.C. And he was someone who just had a real grounded sense of himself. You could tell it was very grounded and really believed what he was doing and worked hard. It wasn't about kind of jumping in front of a camera or running to get a soundbite. It was just doing the work, like what I call the blocking and tackling of government. And that really is ultimately what the role of a mayor is. It's finding ways to make government work, and that's what Mike's all about. And I've seen him now, and so when I decided to run for lieutenant governor, I sat down with Mike, and we talked about the issues, and he was with me, as was Claire Higgins in Northampton, and Rick Sullivan in Westfield, and Michael Sullivan in Holyoke, and Christine Forgy in Greenfield, and John Barrett in North Adams. Jimmy Roberto got a little confused and went the wrong way, but we've forgiven him. But the first mayors that supported me publicly and enthusiastically were the mayors from Western Mass. And people can say what they want about me, but I don't forget my friends. And Mike Tosnick has been a friend as a mayor in that campaign in 2006. And now, 5 years as lieutenant governor, he's been a friend of the governor and myself. And a friend sometimes tells you things you don't always want to hear. And Mike has been there advocating, but giving advice. You guys need to be doing more. You need to make sure you're taking care of local aid. You need to make sure that Chapter 70 continues. When it came to advocating for Chapter 90, I saw some thing today about filling potholes. Are you kidding me? Record amounts of money come into Chapter 90 money. which is, and John Cyback and Mike Knappich know, $200 million of state money going to cities and towns to do just that. Repave streets, sidewalks, do that infrastructure work that's important. He was one of the leaders with the mayors doing that. I work on transportation. And then as we're trying to push the use and embrace of green technologies, he's done that, leading the way, showing mayors and town managers and others that Easthampton's a best practice. The LED lights, and we're going to be here next week, I think, looking at the solar project as well. Adaptive reuse of mill buildings. He's been tenacious. And remember my first visit to Eastworks and kind of looking at adaptive reuse and flexibility, and him talking about zoning and parking and how all of these things are important and how the state needs to be more flexible. And we were able to take a program, the Mass Works Infrastructure Program, where there used to be 6 different applications. We've collapsed it now down to 1 that's easier for cities and towns. That's the type of he doesn't come with a complaint or a demand. He comes in with a request and he advocates for his community, but Mike comes with solutions. And that's what everybody in this room needs to talk to their neighbors and friends about between now and November 8th. Correct? November 8th, right? Right. That this is a mayor who's proven time and time again that he can solve problems in the worst fiscal, in the worst fiscal, not just in good times, but even in the worst fiscal climate that any community or any state has faced since the Great Depression. He has led and working with the council, working with business leaders, working with the employees, everyone. And not in easy times. There's no easy answers. But he's worked and led this city and moved it forward even in tough times. So we've got to spread that word. It is the door-to-door. It's putting the lawn sign up. It's taking the bumper sticker. It's emailing your friends, Facebooking your friends, Twittering, tweeting, phone calling. I mean, we've got to do those things to make sure that people know and remember the type of mayor that they've got, and that that he's still got more to give and push and pushing Easthampton forward. So I just want to say it's just a privilege to be here. When he called, I said, where are we going to be and what time we'll be there. And I'm glad to see that so many of you have made that same decision. But we've got to multiply. Go forth and multiply beginning this weekend. Everywhere we go, what are we going to do today to spread the word about Mike, that there's an election and that we can't take anything for granted? And I can assure you, if you do that, he will have raspberry vodka ready for you on election night, okay? But you don't get the raspberry vodka unless we're weighing the votes here. And that's what we've got to do. So please, let's do our work. But it's now my pleasure and privilege to introduce your mayor, our friend, Iron Mike. Thank you.